Hello and welcome to Sharon Local History. Welcome to Sharon, Massachusetts. This is part 2 of a video about meeting annual potluck of Sharon Friends of Conservation. This part is Paul Lauenstein, who will be sharing with us the most recent animal and plant sightings in Sharon. These are organized on Sharon Friends of Conservation website and anybody can submit photographs. I would like to thank everybody who is involved in this project. It's fantastic to preserve the history of animal sightings here in Sharon, and here is the presentation.
The wildlife sightings are organized into categories that make it easier to find things. The main categories are animals, insects, and spiders, and plants. Each main category is divided into subcategories. For example, the plants category is divided into ferns, flowers, grasses, moss, mushrooms, trees, and other plants. There's also a chronological list of sightings by date, which you can search to find past sightings of a particular species in Sharon. I'd like to thank Richard Kramer for requesting that we organize it that way because it makes it easier to find things. There are currently about 1,400 sightings representing approximately 600 species of wild plants and animals dating back 2 decades. Most of the sightings are accompanied by photos or videos taken by the person reporting the sighting. There's a form on the lower right corner of the homepage of the Sharon Friends of Conservation website that you can use to upload your sightings. Following are some of my favorite sightings from the past year. Anna Bauer found this ringneck snake last June. Ringneck snakes are not much bigger than a pencil. They are harmless and docile, although they may release a foul smell when handled. Ringneck snakes are typically found under logs or discarded boards, feeding on salamanders and earthworms. I was excited to receive this sighting because the last time I saw a ringneck snake in Sharon was on the first Biodiversity Day event I attended about 20 years ago. As I recall, we also found carnivorous plants and plants called sundews that day. I hope somebody posts a sighting of them. We don't have them yet on our website. There's a lot of things we don't have yet, so we keep building it. Last May, David Dearborn submitted a photo of a box turtle by his house on Mountain Street. Box turtles are listed by Mass Wildlife's Natural Heritage and Endangered Species Program as a species of special concern. David also submitted a photo of a large patch of May apples growing near his house. David explained to me that May apples depend upon box turtles to eat their fruit and spread their seeds. Josh Simons uploaded this superb shot of a gray fox. The tail of a gray fox lacks a white tip like a red fox, and it has a characteristic black stripe along the top. Gray foxes are only distantly related to red foxes. They are not even the same genus. Gray foxes are unusual among dog-like species in that they can climb trees, which helps them get food such as bird eggs and escape from predators such as coyotes. Josh Simons also submitted a photo of this primrose leaf violet. When the plant seed capsule is fully ripe, it splits into 3 parts and ejects the seed with explosive force. Narrowleaf spring beauty blooms in late April. It is listed as an endangered species in Massachusetts, so if you come across a patch of them, please do not disturb them or dig them up. Kurt Buerman, let's see if I can start this. There you go. Kurt Buerman used a camera trap to video this black bear visiting his house on Furnace Street in May of 2023. 3 more sightings of black bears were reported at the Wildlife Sightings website in 2024. Morning cloak butterflies are the first butterflies to appear in spring. They overwinter as adults among dead leaves. This one was reported last April 23rd. I got this shot of a spice bush swallowtail butterfly at the Trustees of Reservation's Moose Hill Farm. Black swallowtail butterflies, which are almost identical to spice bush swallowtails, can also be found at Moose Hill Farm. The spice bush swallowtail has a comet, there you go, a comet marking which the black swallowtail does not have. I found this spice bush swallowtail feeding on a beauty bush, which was flowering right next to the driveway to the parking lot. I never heard of a beauty bush before. I looked it up using a free cell phone app called Seek. Butterflies are not the only colorful insects in Sharon. I took this photo of a pale green weevil at a picnic table at Borderland on June 23rd. This golden jumping spider appeared at the same picnic table. While most of the wildlife in Sharon can be classified as either plant or animal, slime molds are in a category of their own. They are colonies of single-celled organisms. I spotted this chocolate tube slime mold on a decaying log on September 23rd while walking with friends at Borderland. Slime molds come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes, as can be seen in our Wildlife Sightings webpage. This lovely blue blossom is called Siberian squill. It was blooming at Moose Hill, Audubon last April 16th. This wood anemone was blooming beside a dirt road at Moose Hill Farm on April 27th. I found this Carolina allspice growing along the Billings Loop Trail at Moose Hill Audubon Wildlife Sanctuary on June 4th. Carolina allspice is native to southern and mid-Atlantic states, as you might gather from the name. Its presence in New England could be a sign of global warming. This Carolina wren was photographed on April 17th at Moose Hill. According to Cornell's All About Birds website, Carolina wrens have been wintering farther and farther north in recent decades. They are now common in Sharon year-round. This photo of a red-bellied woodpecker shows how it got its name. Like Carolina allspice and Carolina wrens, the red-bellied woodpecker's range was once confined to the southeastern and central states, but has expanded northward in recent decades. Red-bellied woodpeckers are now quite common in Sharon. Will Sweet photographed this hooded warbler in the woods at Moose Hill Audubon in May 2023. According to the Audubon Field Guide, hooded warblers do not range farther north in Connecticut and Rhode Island. It will be interesting to hear of any more hooded warbler sightings in Sharon this spring. It will also be interesting to see if anyone spots a red-headed woodpecker in Sharon, which is near the northern extent of their range. I encountered this blue-headed vireo at Moose Hill Audubon on May 1st, thanks to Merlin, which is a software app you can use to find birds using the sound, identify their songs. Blue-headed vireos typically show up along with the first wave of migrating warblers, but they don't stay in Sharon for long. From the end of end of April until mid-May is prime time for warblers migrating through Sharon, such as myrtle warblers, black-throated green warblers, blue-winged warblers, and worm-eating warblers. All of these photos were taken at Moose Hill Audubon during the migration last spring. The Wildlife Sightings website still does not include a blackpoll warbler. They are the last warblers to migrate through Sharon in mid to late May. Hopefully somebody will get a photo of one in Sharon this May. The warbler migration in Sharon ends in late May, so I traveled to Maine to catch up with them. I got this photo of a Blackburnian warbler in Booth Bay on May 31st. The Sharon Friends of Conservation website features sightings of Blackburnian warblers in Sharon in prior years. Watch for them in early May. These sightings all took place in Sharon last spring. Pileated woodpeckers, common yellowthroats, great-crested flycatchers, wood thrushes, northern water thrushes, and prairie warblers nest in Sharon and stay into the summer. Dan O'Brien spotted this barred owl at Moose Hill Audubon on May 3rd. In addition to photos and video, audio can be used to provide evidence of the presence of wildlife. Here's a recording of a yellow-billed cuckoo submitted by Bruce Lewis last July. This photo comes from Cornell's Audubon All About Birds website. Black-billed cuckoos have also been reported in prior years. I'm going to just play this. It's only a few seconds. You can hear what it sounds like. Gene Zanuski, who's here tonight, is one of the volunteers who monitors the 30 bluebird nesting boxes that our past president, Kurt Buurman, installed and maintains around town. She took this beautiful photo of a bluebird sitting on its nest on May 5th. Monitoring the bluebird nesting boxes can be a very rewarding experience. I'll just relate quickly one anecdote from the days when I used to monitor them. I couldn't quite see into the nest, and I didn't have a mirror or something to look and see how many eggs there were. So I made a practice. I would reach up into the nest and just touch the eggs so I could count how many there were. That's one of the data things we're supposed to report. And the human oil in your fingers doesn't bother the birds. They don't have really a very good sense of smell. They don't need it. So one day I was out there and I reached up into the nest and my fingertips encountered the back of a female bluebird just like this, and she just froze. I expected, you touch a wild bird, you expect it to fly, right? It just sat there. That's something that bluebirds they don't fly away when you touch them. And I'll never forget that experience of actually touching a wild bluebird. I stopped immediately, but just that instant that I felt her is unforgettable. Tree swallows also like to use the bluebird nesting boxes. This pair was observed on April 26th at Moose Hill, Audubon. I got my brother interested in bird photography. Now his bird photos, such as this golden crown kinglet in Greensboro, North Carolina, are better than mine. Golden crown kinglets can be found in Sharon in winter. Faith Birkland reported seeing one on Mansfield Street in November of 2023, but there's no photo to go with the sighting. So perhaps someone can get a photo of a golden crown kinglet next winter. I throw that out as a challenge. They're pretty small and pretty quick. So anyway, last picture here of my presentation. Elizabeth James photographed this rattlesnake warming itself on Bishop Road on September 28th. Rattlesnakes are endangered in Massachusetts. A Sharon policeman moved it off the road so it would not get run over, and then it slithered off into the woods. It is possible that this snake was a captive that someone released. Our speaker, Tom Palmer, authored a book on rattlesnakes in New England called Landscape with Reptile. Well, that concludes my piece for tonight, and Tom is next. I'm going to...
Thank you for watching this video. Part 1 and Part 3 are on this channel.